Wow, after a high-ranking cop in Phoenix was investigated for using racial slurs, the city made an agreement with him to change the findings of the investigation if the guy quit or retired. This shows how cities work with cops to protect cops, even when the cops commit crimes.
ABC 15 investigators are back, digging deeper into how the city of Phoenix investigates discrimination inside the police department. Our senior investigator, Melissa Blasius, just broke a major report about this woman's fight with Phoenix. Her name is Amy Breitzman. She's a Phoenix commander, a police commander, and she claims the city investigator found she was subjected to a hostile work environment, but later said the city legal department wanted her to change the results.
So now the big question, is this an isolated situation, or has Phoenix done this before? ABC.
If cops do it once, they've done it multiple times. It's never an isolated incident. It is something they're used to doing.
15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskuping is here, and Dave has records that allege the city cut a deal with the top official to switch the findings in another discrimination case.
If you watch us regularly, you know we don't stop looking into things. A year ago, we broke the story about an assistant chief accused of ignoring one top cop call another a racial slur. Now, because of Melissa's story, we checked back into that case, and you're about to see.
Wow, cops are so racist, and like racism is so ingrained in like the cop system that cop will even be racist towards other cops, and it's been like shown so many times before where like black cops are afraid of their white counterparts because they know that the white cops will do whatever they can to arrest black people or to discriminate against black people, even if it's a black cop.
See what we found.
Buried as an exhibit in federal court records, we found this sworn declaration given by a Phoenix police commander. It was filed in an unrelated lawsuit, but one that involves allegations of uneven discipline inside Phoenix PD. And under the penalty of perjury, that commander said, quote, "I learned that now former Executive Assistant Chief Mike Curbach had entered into a written settlement agreement with the city. Under the settlement agreement, Curbach agreed to retire from the city, and the city agreed to change an investigative finding by the Equal Opportunity Department that he tolerated discriminatory misconduct by his subordinates from substantiated to unsubstantiated without any changes to the underlying facts."
Wow, so the city agreed to lie about the findings of the investigation to help protect the cop as long as he retired, and substantiated facts means that they found evidence that he tolerated discrimination from one cop against another, though decided to do nothing about it. How insane is that the city is hoping protect the cop protecting racist cops? What do those racist cops do to civilians? They racially profile them and they abuse them.
Now this is Michael Curbach. He retired as Phoenix PD's number 2 in command. And we got a copy of that settlement/separation agreement with the city. But before we get to that, first here's more from the story we broke last May.
Report from the ABC 15 investigators. Take a look at these two men. They were assistant chiefs at the top of Phoenix PD, running critical areas of the department. Tonight, they're the focus of our story. An internal city discrimination investigation found one of them using a racial slur against a black officer and the other not reporting what happened.
In our report last year, we showed a copy of that discrimination investigation. It was personally signed by the EOD director. It was titled Final Investigative Report, and it concluded Curbach was present for the racial slur, but he didn't report it. The finding?
Wow. So the guy Michael Curbach was there when he heard the racial slur being used, did nothing about it. because he is also racist. Uh, Assistant Chief Steve Martos referred to an African American employee as Blackie. Wow, that's what is that what a lot of white cops call black people or black cops? Blackie? That is true. That is definitely racist.
Untimely, but would otherwise be substantiated. In other words, too much time had passed since the incident, so officially there could be no policy violation. But EOD investigators found the allegation to be true. And here's how Kurtenbach responded to our story last year.
He's hired a lawyer and threatened to sue ABC 15 over this report. Through a state spokesperson and
Wow, the cop wants to sue a media outlet for their report on what he done. That is insane.
his lawyer, Kurtenbach, says he has not been found in violation of any policies, and the EOD report in our story was a, quote, draft document.
Now let's get back to the settlement agreement that Kurtenbach made with the city when he retired. It said the allegations involving Kurtenbach that are untimely will be closed as unsubstantiated. It also said the city would close all other open city investigations as unresolved. That settlement agreement was signed by Kurtenbach, Police Chief Michael Sullivan, City Human Resources, and the City Law Department.
All these people should be investigated for fabricating or changing investigations. These people, they are all involved in committing crimes.
Okay, now we know this can all get a little complicated, hard to understand. Just look at the new statement Kurtenbach's attorney sent us. It's long, but it confirms what you just saw. That settlement agreement is real. The statement also gave this explanation. Since Kurtenbach was leaving, he couldn't go through the full review appeal process. So, quote, the agreement was appropriate due to the compressed timelines related to his new employment opportunity. It also says,
So they're just making up various reasons why they won't charge this person.
he categorically denies any allegation that he engaged in or otherwise tolerated discriminatory behavior. Like we said, it's complicated, messy. Now, Phoenix is declining to comment, but we're going to keep investigating to see if there's a pattern of top city leaders changing the findings of discrimination investigations. So if you've got information for
Yeah, this is why you can't truly trust top officials, especially when it comes with cops, because they always do whatever they can to help protect cops, because cops are there to protect them whenever they need cops to beat down people for protesting or anything else, or to help them cover up their own crimes that they do commit themselves. It's like with the New York mayor, Eric Adams, who, when he was a cop, raped a woman, and now he's being investigated for it. But how long did, the cops in the city help protect them from the allegations and stuff? Way too long.
us. For Melissa